I think you have this expression, maybe in Swedish, it's like slipped in on a banana skin. I started work at Skånes Dansteater in 2015. So I didn't know a huge amount about the company at that point, or about Malmö in general. Actually, I remember my first day was April the 13th, and I know that because it was Pilly's birthday. So when I came here, I was pretty wide-eyed. We were, at the time, we were working on The Feeling of Going, which was one of our bigger productions. It was at the opera. We had a kind of famous singer in it. We had the whole opera chorus and a big set. And so it was, like, for me, it was just incredibly exciting to be part of this massive production. I was soaking up everything like it was some amazing new magical experience. And I was also struck by, at the time we had kind of a really broad range of ages in the company. And it was also my first time. I was sort of very young, and then there were people who were about to retire, like quite a few. And so I was just really struck by, like, wow, there's all these people I can learn so much from who really know what they're doing in a very considered way. And that was also fantastic. There are very many productions I've loved here. I guess that's why I've stayed. I think one really important one for me very early on was It's Like a Large Animal Deep in Sleep by Marina Mascarell. And I think that because I was a very young dancer and I'd come from a particular training and rep that I'd been doing in the UK, which was maybe a little stiffer, and you know, there's a lot of Cunningham-based stuff. And so we were working with the choreographer Marina Mascarell, and she was really generous and invested in us as dancers, and very particular with how to move, and very good at giving useful feedback and impulses to kind of break up your habits. So it felt a little bit like a new education working in that piece. And so I think it really established me very well for the coming years, because I was able to let go of so many old habits and develop new interests and ways of moving that I've then been able to use ever since. So that was a very formative experience, simply because of how she was working with us. And then, yeah, after that, there's been many productions I love. I think one of my highlights of my entire time here has been Vårdag, which is actually fairly recent, but it was a real opportunity to combine those two sides of my artistic life, which are that real physical dancing, high professionalism, you know, really doing the craft, but with also this super outward-looking, community-minded, person-centered approach, where dance was just based on all the meetings we had, and it was this thing that happened between people, and we could look people in the eyes and dance with them, and they could talk to us and give feedback, and it was like such an uplifting experience and way of using dance. So that remains a highlight for me.